Hey, this is Dan Morris with BC Prime Book Reviews. Today, we're going to be talking about Made to Stick by Dan and Chip Heath. Now, Dan and Chip Heath are innovators. They've looked at many businesses and have decided they're going to tackle the question, what makes some ideas thrive and others die? Now, for all ideas, we need to get traction. We need to get our team members and our employees to know and understand what it is that we're trying to market. We need to get our customers to feel the value of what it is our ideas are about. And we need to get the marketplace to understand what makes us different than our competitors. Now, as innovators and idea researchers, Chip and Dan Heath have put together a framework for us of 6 traits that work for any idea, whether we're trying to get that idea across to our team members, our employees, to our customers, or to the marketplace as a whole. Now, these 6 ideas work for any kind of idea. And in order to make them thrive, all 6 must be adhered to. So let's talk about the main points of Made to Stick by Dan and Chip Heath and how we can implement those in our business. Now, the 6 traits that they have decided work for any idea are: simplify the idea to its core. 2, create mystery around the idea. 3, make it concrete and credible. 4, use self-interest to grab emotion. 5, don't leave out the story. And 6, make it emotionally repeatable. Now let's start with simplifying the idea. This is probably the most powerful of them all. You really need your idea to be understandable at its very basic core. Dan and Chip Heath talk a little bit about the concept of commander's intent. Commander's intent is the idea of commander's intent is the way that military generals decide how they're going to tackle a battle. They come up with the actual goal and they stay away from the minutia. That's for the people underneath them. So the goal might be to take a bridge, and then that is the goal. So when he talks to the colonels and the people underneath him, they know that as long as their decisions head towards taking the bridge, that they're going the right direction. Now, Dan and Chip Heath use Southwest Airlines as an example. They talk about Herb Kelleher. His one simple goal was, we are going to be the low-fare airline. So when they contemplated the idea of serving meals on the flights, there was only one question. If we serve meals, can we still be the low-fare airline? And when the answer was no, the idea was dead. They also used Bill Clinton in his election in 1992 as an example. James Carville, who was his election campaign man, came up with the idea that they needed to tackle one concept and one concept only. So he threw 3 concepts on a whiteboard, and they chose from them. And the one they chose to run the campaign with was, it's the economy, stupid. And many people suggest that it is this one concept that actually won them the election. Now, the second idea that Dan and Chip bring out is create mystery. People are curious. If you can make them curious about your product, they will investigate and they will take action. People don't really like to leave things, to leave the unknown. They like to investigate. They like to fill that gap. In the 80s, Nordstrom's floated the idea that some of their employees would go out and warm people's cars up before they were done shopping, so they'd have warm cars when they got on their way home. Well, this concept of this customer service level that was so above and beyond what would be expected drew people to the store. They were curious to experience this customer service themselves. Using mystery to draw people in will not only draw them in, but will lead them to take action. Number 3 was make it concrete and credible. If your ideas are understandable but not believable, they don't go very far. Ideas need to be concrete. Nordstrom's could very well have said that they provide, unbelievable, unparalleled customer service. But the idea is so abstract that it doesn't create mystery and it's almost not believable. But showing the examples of the Nordies, the Nordstrom employees, going above and beyond and warming people's cars up, made it really believable to the general public. If you can share that you have a contract or you have a relationship with someone bigger than your audience, they will believe you. For instance, if a security firm says, is able to prove that they have a security contract to protect Fort Knox, it becomes immediately believable and concrete. Concrete and believable, very important after mystery and simplification. Now the fourth is self-interest. Use self-interest to grab emotion. Self-interest is what is always been what's in it for me. That's always what people are telling you. Tell your audience what's in it for me. The problem is, as business owners, according to Dan and Chip Heath, is that we are too close to our product to even really know what's in it for me. And we need to go to the stage where we try to figure out what's in it for you. We need to step out of the role of ourselves and figure out what it is from their point of view that really is what's in it for me. I believe there's a saying that goes, to sell Joan Smith what Joan Smith buys, you first have to see it with Joan Smith eyes. You really need to know what it is that your audience sees and then use that as the driving force in your marketing. Now, the people who do that best are the nonprofits that are helping the African children, like Sally Struthers. They don't tell you your money goes to help an entire village. They make it emotional. They make it self-interest. They say your money is going to help this one child. It's something that you can totally grab onto and believe and see in your heart. Something that it's your self-interest to help a particular person is what would drive you to the phones to donate to the organization. Number 5 was don't leave out the story. Stories sell over and over and over. Stories are very important. People don't stand around the water cooler talking about charts and graphs. They talk about stories. Think about Subway and the story of Jared. Remember Jared? I can't remember his last name, but in college he weighed 300 pounds and decided that he was going to lose some weight. So after seeing some ads for Subway and their 7 sandwiches under 300 calories, he decided to eat 2 meals a day at Subway. And within 3 months, he lost 100 pounds. That story is pretty much everything that Dan and Chip Heath talk about. It's simple. Eat at Subway and lose weight. It's mysterious. Like, I'd really like to see if this works for myself. It's concrete. I mean, it's a real story, a real person. They use the self-interest that you too can lose weight by eating at Subway. And it's emotional because you can connect with someone and the joy they would have with losing that kind of weight. Now, finally, the last one is repeatable. Your message needs to be something that people not only understand, but they're able to share with others. It needs to be so simple that it can be repeated over and over and over in lots of different situations. Anyway, in Made to Stick, Dan and Chip Heath go through these 6 things to make sure to identify the 6 characteristics of an idea that differentiates the ones that thrive from the ones that die. If you'd like to read more of Made to Stick, then check out the link below or in the side or over there or above and get yourself a copy of Made to Stick. Fantastic book, and I'm sure you can see already how you can use these insights to improve your own business.